everyone, Ashlyn Giza YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about body language. Excuse my voice. I lost my voice from yelling last night. And we have a little guest. He's sleeping. So I might not talk that loud. I'm going to try to, but anyway, so let's get to it. I wrote a couple things down, but first I did want to say that in my previous video called In-Laws, I talk about issues that can come up with in-laws and issues that me and my husband have had with my parents and his parents and stuff like that. And he actually had a day that he made a time and day that he went and talked with his dad about the issues that I mentioned in the video called In-Laws. And from what I understand from my husband, his father's just believes what he believes and is firm on it and is just basically gonna agree to disagree. So that's that. I mean, so there we have it. All the stuff I mentioned in that video, his parents are aware of all of it, and that's that. I mean, the ball's in their court. Obviously, we're not going to quit going over there or letting them see their grandchildren or anything like that, but they know how we feel now, so that's good. That's out on the open table. But I thought I would mention that because there's certain body languages that I notice when we go over there, that I notice about his mom and his dad, and certain body languages I noticed about my own mother this weekend. And so first I'll talk about my mother. So when we went over there, she had wanted us to go there and get pumpkins for the kids because she actually was able to grow some pumpkins in her yard, which was nuts because they're going crazy. They're just spreading like wildfire. So we have about 12 pumpkins in our house right now because she let the kids have pumpkins for Halloween. So nonetheless, I was in a more serious mood that night when we went over there because I'm going through a lot of stuff right now, and I was trying to explain stuff to her when we were over there, and I noticed when I just kept going on about different things that I was going through and different feelings that I felt, she kind of like started turning her body away from me and kind of looking down at what my children were doing on the floor, which they were playing with toys and stuff like that. And she kind of was like talking with them and like totally turned her body away from me. And I'm not a stupid person. That just showed me that she was caring less about what I was talking about and didn't want to hear what I had to say. So it's funny too because that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about tonight, which is body language. So, and it even says, because I've done research, I did research online, and I watched a couple YouTube videos and stuff like that. And from different doctors, it even says that if somebody is facing away from you while you're talking, they're disinterested more than likely than what you're on to listen to what you're saying to. So it means they are more than likely disinterested in anything you are saying. So, okay, body language. Crossed arms usually means defensive or lack of openness during conversations. Slouching means could mean you're afraid and or you have no motivation. You're tired. That's what I get. That wasn't on the paper that I wrote, but I know there's times that when I'm tired, I slouch. Tilted body, which that means when somebody's facing away like that, or like kind of leaning away from the person, kind of slouched over away from them, or legs crossed, like pointing the opposite way of the person they're sitting by. It means um, they are not interested on what you are talking about, or don't want to hear what you have to say. And that's exactly what I felt like my mom was doing the other night when we were there, because that's what she was doing. As I'm explaining hostilely how angry I am about a certain situation and how sad I am about this happening, and telling her, expressing to her everything I'm feeling and thinking, she starts kind of just more or less actually kind of ignoring me. So that conversation got nowhere. Um, Anyways, repetitive motion. So if you're shaking your legs, or like tapping your finger on the table, or like twirling your hair, it can mean that you're either getting impatient, or you're nervous. A flushed face can mean that you're angry, or you're shy. So like if your cheeks are turning red, or you get a bright red face, or something like that. Blinking, body language. So if you're blinking at a slower pace, like that, like really long pauses in between blinking, it's linked to lying. So blinking is linked to slow blinking. Slow blinking, let me emphasize that, is linked to lying. So let me see. Sorry again, my handwriting. I always say that to you guys, but my handwriting's awful. Okay, small touches. So like pats on the shoulder, pats on the back, or pats on the arm, it shows that you're caring about that person. So if someone's talking to you and about something, and you kind of like pat their arm, or pat the back of their shoulder, their back, it's showing that you care about them. And then turn the paper over. Direct eye contact means that you're focused on and you're interested in what somebody is saying. You have their full on attention. Indirect eye contact can mean that you're not paying attention, you're distracted, or you're trying to leave the conversation. Now, okay, when I was talking about my in-laws earlier in this video, last time we went over there, which was probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I want to say, every time I was talking to both my mother-in-law and father-in-law, I was talking to both of them, but every time I looked at my father-in-law, he wouldn't look at me. He wouldn't look at me in the eye. And here's what's really funny. The day that my husband went in to meet up with my father-in-law to talk to him about everything that's been going on and things that me and my husband have been feeling about when we come over there and stuff, his father supposedly, I guess, mentioned that we lack eye contact with him. I mean, I was totally shocked by that, because to be honest with you, I noticed that when I would lock eyes with him, when I would catch him finally looking at me, he would look away. So I don't know where he's really getting like that we aren't looking at him in the eye, but I just found that kind of interesting, because I mean, it's kind of showing that either I'm not interested in talking to him per se, or he's not interested in listening to what I have to say or talking to me. So that shows. And my husband does that sometimes. So okay, and if you lean forward, or like lean toward somebody when you're talking to them, it shows interest in what they are talking about. If you smile, It can be like a smile where you have no really emotion in your eyes like this, or a smile where you do have emotion in your eyes like this. You're squinting your eyes, you're really happy. Um, so depending on what kind of smile you do, it can show that you're happy, or it can show that you're nervous, like have a nervous smile. Um, so strength of a handshake. If you shake somebody's hand firmly, it's showing respect, and it's also showing a form of confidence. If you have a weak handshake, it's showing like disrespect, and it's showing that you you're not really interested or wanting to be around that person. Um, Raised eyebrows. I wrote down dissatisfaction, it can mean, or anger. And I noticed with raising eyebrows for a lot of people that I know, including my husband, when I'm talking to him about something serious, or I'm questioning him about something, I notice that he raises his eyebrows. So, eyebrow raising can be a sign of lying. But I just thought that I would hop on and talk about body language because I that's one thing that I use to determine whether or not someone actually cares about me, or whether or not to me it determines and factors in who I want to be friends with and who I want to continue having a relationship with, whether it be a family member or a friend. So I do go by body language a lot. I watch people when they're talking to me, and I look at how their body's positioned, and I can tell right there, that more than likely that they feel this way or that way. So I just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention because it's a great tool to use to figure out whether or not likes you, or doesn't like you, or disrespects you, or respects you, or is interested in what you're talking about or not interested in what you're talking about, and stuff like that. So it's a great thing, a great tool to use, a great subject to talk about and to learn about. So then that way, um, it's a great tool to know even for yourself. So if you listen to anything that I just said, you can think back and remember maybe a time that you did any of those type of body languages when you're talking to somebody, and maybe next time, if you want somebody to know that you're interested, then you can now you've learned to turn your body towards them. So stuff like that, and also you can look them dead in the eyes, if you want to show them that you're interested. So if you like a girl or you like a guy, and you're wanting to show them that you really care and you really like them, there's some ways to show them that. So, and if you don't like somebody and you don't really want to tell them that, there's some tips on how to show someone you're not interested in talking to them, or that you don't like them, without actually saying it. Now, I kind of disagree with doing it that way. I'm more keen on just letting somebody know you don't like them instead of playing passive aggressive games. But I mean, in the adult world, sometimes we have to do things like that. We have to be passive aggressive sometimes, but I don't really like that because that's a big game to me. So, nonetheless, I thought I would hop on and talk to you guys about that, and just talk to you guys a little bit about the different tools, and also the story, a little bit about our in-laws. They're basically, we finally told them everything I talked to you guys in the video, my previous video called in-laws, and we talked to them about everything, and it just seems like, they're they're not on the same page. So, let bygones be bygones. We'll go over there and just, you know, this is their grandson. We'll go over there and let them be around their grandson and, just enjoy time with them and let everything else kind of we'll not talk about the stuff that we don't agree on, and we'll just move forward. So yes, that's it, and I will be on with another life topic tomorrow. Thank you.